Hello, Fort St. John Alliance Church family. Today's 5-minute Bible story is Elijah and Elisha. King Ahab was a bad king who worshipped false gods. Elijah the prophet did God's work and served the Lord well. One day, God punished Ahab by sending a drought to Ahab's kingdom. Elijah delivered the news to the king. King Ahab, because you do not listen to the word of God, no rain will fall in the kingdom for many years, said Elijah. You'll not even see a drop of dew. God loved Elijah and wanted to protect him. Elijah, you must leave the kingdom of Ahab, said God. I will show you a safe place where you can live for many years. God led Elijah to a lovely brook in the hills. Here you will be safe, said God. You can drink from this clear stream. Every day a raven will bring you bread and meat in the morning and evening. For several years, Elijah lived in this beautiful place in the hills. The friendly raven made sure that Elijah always had enough to eat. Elijah gave thanks to God for his blessings. One day, the stream stopped running, and the ravens did not appear. God said, Elijah, you are a faithful servant. Now you must go to Sidon. A kind woman there will take care of you. Elijah obeyed God. For several days he walked through the desert to Sidon. At the city gate he met the woman. He told her, I am very hungry and thirsty from my journey. Can you please bring me a drink of water and a small piece of bread? I would gladly give you what I have, she said, but I have barely enough flour and oil to make bread for my son. God will not let you go hungry, said Elijah. Please make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have. Then make a loaf for your son and another for yourself. Your oil and flour will never run out. The woman followed Elijah's instructions. When she finished making the third loaf of bread, she was amazed to see the jar of flour and jug of oil overflow onto her table. Elijah the prophet continued to serve God for many years. One day, God sent him to Damascus. You're getting older, Elijah, said God. The time has come for you to have a helper. Go to the fields where you will find a young farmer named Elisha. Elijah obeyed God. He soon found Elisha plowing a field. Elijah put his coat over the young man's shoulders. Elisha understood the will of God. He put down the plow, said goodbye to his parents, and went with Elijah. Together the two men walked through the fields. God always protects those who follow him, said Elijah. When the two men came upon the river Jordan, Elijah touched the blessed coat to the river. Elisha could not believe his eyes as the water divided to create a dry path. Elijah motioned for Elisha to follow him along the path. As Elisha followed, he said, Elijah, I want to be just like you. I will serve God and follow him. When the day came for Elijah to go to heaven, Elisha was very sad. Elijah placed his hands on the young man's shoulders and said, Do not worry, Elisha. God will protect you and comfort you when I am gone. Plus, I promise to leave you something very important. These words made Elisha feel better. Suddenly, a beautiful chariot, pulled by magnificent horses, appeared in the sky. The horses swooped down to the ground and stopped in front of Elijah, who understood the will of God. I must go to heaven now, said Elijah. Goodbye, Elisha. The older man climbed into the chariot, which immediately began to rise back into the clouds. I will miss you, called Elisha, waving. Just then he noticed that Elijah had dropped his wonderful coat on the ground. This was the very important gift Elijah had mentioned. Elisha missed his friend, but he continued to serve God and help others. Elisha became the priest at the shrine where the covenant chest was kept. One day a woman came to the shrine crying. Elisha asked her what was wrong. We have everything we need, the woman told Elijah, but we have always wanted a son. Elisha prayed to God to bring the couple a child. God answered his prayers. Elisha told the woman she would have a son in a year. 1 year later, the woman had a baby boy.